guys, ignore the chopping sounds that you hear outside. Chris is doing some yard work. It is actually kind of later in the afternoon. It is 5:30. We've actually done a bunch of stuff today, but Chris forgot to bring the camera, and we didn't really feel like using his phone. So recap, we got up at like 1 o'clock today and had to do some things with the hot water heater because that is being replaced today. Hopefully. We have the hot water heater and the handyman is coming to replace it today, so again, hopefully that gets done today. Because I would really like to take a bath. That would be something that I would really want to do today. So, yeah. And we went over to Sam's Club because my mom had to get water and we had to get paper plates. And then we went over to Grocery Outlet and did a little shopping there, not a whole lot. I had to get a couple of lunches to start out next week. And yeah. And Chris picked up a like giant machete for like 10 bucks because we needed one. I could have gotten it at my work, but apparently Chris really just wanted to get it today, so I just let him, whatever. So he's out chopping the tree, or branches off the tree and the bush and whatnot. So, yeah. And then we came home, I raked the pathway in the front yard, because, you know, we don't really walk around the front of the house to get to the backyard, we usually just go through the back door. So it was like really overgrown with, you know, like these weeds that we have in our yard. So that is Chris coming in the house. But yeah, so I did that, and then Chris was chopping down trees, or chopping branches off the trees. And now I'm editing yesterday's vlog. Well, it's actually exporting now. And yeah, it's gonna be a little late. Obviously, we usually try and get it up by 3. It is already 5:30 and it's just exporting. But like I said, we kind of ran out of the house to go do errands because we needed to be back before 6 because that's when the guy is supposed to be here, so yeah. Hey, Chris. Yeah. So it's now 6:15. The handyman who was supposed to come and help install the water heater was supposed to be here at 6. So I don't know what's going on with that. I might try and call him and just be like, hey, yeah, hi. But to be fair, our house is kind of hard to see. We do have like really, really long tree branches that kind of like envelop the front of the house. But he was like, oh, I know exactly where you guys are. So it's a little confusing and concerning. But yeah, might try and call him, but this is kind of a little annoying. So we ended up calling the guy, and he said he was right down the street, and he finally showed up, so he's already in back working on it. Cookie did not like him whatsoever, so she started barking, but then we finally just was like, Cookie, here, sniff him. And she did, and now she's laying down, so whatever. So he's working on it, and he's having one hell of a time getting all of the hoses and stuff unattached, so we'll see how this goes. Alright, several hours and several trips to the store later. It's done. Yeah. And actually, I guess it wasn't that hard to put in. We were thinking, like, the way this house is, and the way that the plumbing and the electrical and everything else in this house is, we were totally assuming that it was just going to be horrifyingly difficult, and he was just going to have a hell of a time doing it. But he had it done in, like, less than an hour, so that was kind of nice. So, and he charged us $100 less than he had originally quoted us. So I guess because me and Chris were the ones running to the store and back and everything else, and we had already gotten all the parts and everything, so he charged us $100 less than he had originally quoted us, which is nice because the water tank ended up being like $100 more than we had originally thought it was going to be. So it all kind of evened out. So, yay. But besides that, we are going to have hot water in a few hours. Chris ended up going to work a little bit late because we wanted him around just in case, you know. Not because, you know, we didn't trust the guy or anything like that, but in case the guy needed help or anything like that, we wanted him around. So Chris was a little late to work, but he did call in and was like, hey, look, my hot water heater, like, exploded. I need to fix it. So, and they were pretty, you know, okay about it, so, yeah. Hopefully, this is the last thing that we need to get fixed for a while. There are other smaller things in the house that need to be fixed. That was just the most concerning and alarming at the moment. But we did tell the guy, like, there's other things in the house that need to be fixed, and there's other things that need to be done. So, you know, as soon as next time we have a little extra money, you know, we're gonna be calling you up to do some housework. And he was like, alright. So, yeah. I'm gonna eat my sandwich because I'm hungry and watch YouTube because I want to relax. So, yeah. So, I don't know if you guys can see because it might be too dark, but this bag is the bag that my jeans came in from American Eagle. And I don't know what it is, but apparently Minnie is just completely obsessed with this bag. She's been chewing on it, she's been crawling in it, she's been laying on it. She is just completely obsessed. And now she's sitting on an old pizza box. Good job, kitten. But she was crawling inside, chewing on it. And now she's just being obnoxious. I don't know what you're doing. Minnie. Okay, bye. Alright, guys. So I attempted to take a bath earlier. And apparently the handyman forgot to tell us to turn down the water heater. Because apparently he had turned it up quite high. And let's just say that I think my feet have slight burns on them from stepping into the tub once filling it up to take a bath. Nothing like too bad. I put some aloe on them and they totally feel fine now. Like, it wasn't that hot, but I'm known for being able to jump into like scalding hot tubs and being like perfectly fine, being like, oh, this feels great. So for me to step into water and be like, yeah, like I even sat down for a second because I was like, oh, I'll be fine. But I sat in there for like a minute and was like, I can't do this, and jumped out of the tub. So we turned it down. So hopefully that's better now. But we do think it's going to take a while to get used to the water being hot, because we're pretty much thinking that the old water heater probably wasn't heating water up to like the proper temperature anymore, and probably hadn't been in a while, because we have been having a issue with having hot water for quite a while, actually. Like years now we've been having problems with, like, you know, especially in the wintertime, not having hot water, and we were all just thinking, oh, it's because the pipes run along our roof as opposed to like running underground like most pipes. So we were all thinking, oh, it's just because they're on the roof, so they're getting hot. Well, I'm pretty sure it was because they're cold, like the water running through them is getting cold before it can reach the shower. No, I just think that our hot water heater was not heating the water properly anymore, and that's why we're having cold water in the middle of winter. So it probably is going to take us a while to get used to the hot water, but we did turn it down quite a bit, so hopefully that'll help with like the scalding aspect. But I don't think Chris is going to be very happy with shower time for a while, because he is a wimp when it comes to hot water. Like, his, oh my god, this water is scalding hot, is my, like, this water is a little bit chilly, let me turn it up. Which is why, like, taking a bath together is ridiculous. Like, we can't do it. But, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and head to bed, because it is, like, almost 3:30 in the morning. And sleep sounds like a great idea, because there's errands to be run tomorrow. Why are you yawning and making me yawn?
Because that's what I do. I ruin things and make you... Yes, I ruin your rambling tangent of ramble.
Meh. So if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because we put out new videos every single day. And like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. All the links in the description below. And we will see you guys tomorrow as always. Bye-bye.
Later, guys.